Here we go into another game at the PUBG Global Invitational Oceania Qualifiers, and right now the Chiefs are sitting pretty. 3 out of 5 wins so far, Ian. My question to you is, are they going to do it again?
No. No, they're not going to do it.
To be fair, that
again.
is the safe option. They have a 1 in 20 chance of winning, so...
They have just been unbelievable. I mean, I really enjoyed watching that last sequence of events there with Critical Motion and P for Potato just popping off. Just before they had to take that engagement with Bandit Esports and Order. They got so many kills and they took out so many teams, and you've just got to put it to them to say they are the best at the moment. I really like the kind of PUBG they play as well. Obviously, they do what's required. If Champs has to hide in a corner, Champs hides in a bloody corner.
Yep.
But if everyone else is out there getting frags, if they've got meds, they've got guns, they've got everything they need. They're going for those kills, and they're not doing what TABOO did yesterday, where they let people just get away with murder.
Definitely things have been working out nicely for the Chiefs. Even when it hasn't worked nicely, they've managed to find a way to make things work in their favour, at least as much as possible. One thing to note out of the plane drops, I mean, nothing too crazy so far, but we see Raging Knights, they've decided to ditch Primorsk from yesterday. We saw earlier in that last match, they were also up there in Zaki, and this time, once again, they're up there. So just changing it up a little bit, potentially as a result of the plane path. It, once again, is a very, very similar plane path to what we saw in the last game. So
I got to say, though, they're bottom of the table at the moment.
Yeah.
They're Raging Knights because they loot Pachinki. We've all been there. Oh, sorry, Primorsk. We've all been
Zaki.
there. Primorsk is like just a safe haven of no loot.
Ooh. Well, that is a bit of an interesting circle, though.
Oh,
so this is
out.
basically locking you in for a military island circle, I think, at that point. And that's very, 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 very different to what we saw in the last game. So this puts a bit of a spanner in the works for teams like, for example, Order. They had a really good game last time, but now they have a massively long rotate south.
Well, I think one of them will just start going straight away and try and book their place somewhere. Greyhounds, they're split up again as well, as usual. South George, looks like they're in a bit of action already as well. But apart from that, everything else seems to be settling down a little bit. I think you'll find ATHLETICO will loot up very well here, grab a boat and swing around here to the South Island.
Flume's hit Shavsky.
Yep.
He's still alive, so he should be getting rezzed up.
Mistakes were made.
But that's not going to be too fun.
Yep. Well, they've got the vehicles they need now, Bandit Esports. So the thing is, Yasnaya's empty already.
Which is interesting. That's usually the hunting ground of Bandit Esports and Pathogen.
Yeah. Well, Pathogen have obviously opted not to go anywhere near it. They're going to go for the North Georgia pole. Actually, no, they might just be on their way very slowly there. I see Bandit Esports are making their way in there, but can't really see where Pathogen are other than just south of Severny.
Interesting, interesting. Well,
no one else underneath the Chiefs, so they got a pretty clean run until they get towards ARCANE, which, I mean, everyone will know. Exile Ground Zero, ARCANE, they're going to have control of the military base.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that. Like I said, ATHLETICO, they're going to jump on a boat, swing around South Island.
Well, what I'm really waiting to see,
do the same.
What I'm waiting to see is when Chiefs and AVANT are going to be rotating, because they're typically the ones that rotate the fastest and get their positions earliest. And so far, neither of them have moved just yet, which is fair enough. Pretty much no one has moved, but they, I think, are going to be the ones that will again lead the pack and find themselves that good position on Sosnovka Island.
Vanguard on their way to Lipovka, trying to find. Maybe they'll be on the lookout for a boat early or two as well. TAINTED Mines have got Milto all to themselves, and I think everything else is starting to make a little bit of sense.
That's our first kill.
Yeah, that's to be expected because of that hold up they had with the res. And Order looting up Severny anyway. They both pretty much dropped very, very close proximity to each other. Pathogen are going to be in hell.
Yeah.
They've had such a slow start so far. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to rescue this.
I don't know. I'd actually love to see their point of view, see what kind of weapons they've got, if any.
Nothing. They've just literally got cars.
Because I think they've just been looking for a car, really, for the most of the time. Maybe one or two of them have been running around in the compounds just south of Severny, but realistically speaking, like you said, they're in a real spot of bother right now. Everyone else has had plenty of time to loot up. Now Chief's starting to move a little bit. You can see Criticals in a car. AVANT have sent Nick forward as well. So there's that initial scout coming out early from Avant-Garde as well. ARCANE, Exile, and Ground Zero are going to be feeling really, really happy about this circle at this point. What's going on here?
It's a bold strategy.
Yeah.
But,
oh, hello.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. Completely tactical, of course. Ground Zero. In Novo there. TAINTED Mines, you can see Tedesco's already made his move down to that South Island. Acegun looks like he was just trying to get a position in case that circle does swing to the left. Now, everyone knows the military circles, they're never just military circles. They go left, then they go right, then they go west.
They go everywhere.
So they really swing about. So trying to guess the RNG on that one is always a lot of fun.
Yep.
And you'll see a lot of teams split up just to try and salvage 2 or 3 compounds just for themselves.
Going to have a bit of action relatively shortly here with Nick and Kasun sitting by the bridge, or Kasun going to be joining Nick at the bridge, but Chiefs are kind of getting in towards that direction. Immunity heading there as well. See Striker leading that. But for the moment, no one getting into too many fights. But AVANT have got themselves a nice position if they can lock that one down. Chiefs look like they're going to be taking somewhere around the ferry pier, which I don't think is going to be quite as advantageous unless there's a very, very lucky circle for them. They're still probably going to have to cross, and at this point likely are looking for a boat. Same looks like it's can be said for Team Immunity right now, as they are headed in pretty much the exact same direction as the Chiefs here, but they're going to be a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Yep, so it looks like the Chiefs are over here towards East Primorsk, and they're going to grab some boats near the ferry.
They have to be quick, though, because they're
Immunity,
sitting
TABOO,
ducks
everyone
in that boat.
Yep.
And Uncry coming very, very close by. He's got the rest of his teammates behind him. If he decides to pop out of there and take some shots at Chiefs, there could be trouble. Looks like Chiefs just going to be able to get out of there okay. It is very tough to hit people in boats.
They go so fast, Jordan.
It's just the way they bob up and down really weirdly as well.
All right, so looks like they're going to be rewarded some safe passage, but now Immunity are in trouble. They're on the beach, and TABOO were encroaching on that position as well, because obviously everyone needs a boat here.
Immunity just 30 seconds too late, and now, like you said, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that's the water and
well,
TABOO.
You never know. The ferry pier is pretty good, and the circle could yet come back to the North Island. It'd be pretty crazy, but stranger things have happened.
Could indeed. I mean, there's still a lot of time. Like, the first circle hasn't even started moving, or it has just started moving now. So all those teams have still got plenty of time to play around without dealing with the blue as well. But Chiefs have got themselves a place on Sosnovka Island. They've also still got a couple of players on the mainland. So they've split up in that 2-2 split, which we like to see them doing, or they like to do, I suppose. And again, that's going to be useful for them should the circle do something incredibly crazy. Looks like Immunity have now found themselves a boat. They're going to be getting the heck out of there.
Geez. All your eggs in one basket, Jordan. You love to see it.
Yep.
And it's going to be very difficult because at this point, you're late. You're late to the party. And if anyone is out there on Coast Guard duty, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, Nutshot will know that they can climb up the rocks
pretty much anyway.
Around the southwest side. Yep.
I think that, the play for Immunity here is going to be just going all the way down to the south part of the map. Because they would have seen where the Chiefs came off, which was basically on the northern side of
What if they run into this drop?
I think at this point, that drop hasn't actually been looted. I'm not sure what's in it, but it hasn't been looted just yet. So
this is the peaceful part. This is the calm before the storm.
Just a nice little boat trip. It's like Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Out on the water.
I'm always out there every Sunday on the water in my boat.
In my boat,
In my esports boat.
Yeah. The esports boat. My esports catamaran.
40 foot.
Yeah.
Get my esports babes down there as well.
Jesus, just having a go at Carnage there. Not landing too many shots. Tainted Minds goes flying past. It's Tedesco. Tainted Minds fully on the rotate now. They've basically changed or rotated all of their players across. There's a kill, though. Carnage losing a player. Dev's going down to Ace Gun.
Carnage just find a way. They just find a way to go down early on in games.
M249 in that drop. Not too bad. Yeah, it's kind of
It's more about the helmet.
Yeah. I mean, I know you love the level 3 helmet.
Yep.
ARCANE and Tainted Minds look like they're going to be having a bit of a go at each other here as well, as they've both essentially headed into very, very close compounds. Kingdom Gaming quite content in Primorsk right now, but they do have more players to deal with. TABOO coming, Raging Knights are coming, Greyhound's going to be headed in that direction as well, unless they find a boat.
2 Chiefs still yet to get off the North Island. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on as well.
Yeah, they're just rotating all the way around the side of the map, looking for a boat. That is Chiefs. Right now, again, Exile still finding themselves in the thick of things.
Pathogen still looting up Yaz because they were so late to that point where they usually drop. But this is a huge rotate coming in from every team. And AVANT, well, they've got Pachinki. They're still sitting pretty. They haven't had to do a whole lot. They've got that bridge on lockdown should anyone try and get through on a vehicle. So that could be suicide.
That's going to be someone like Pathogen or Order coming in super late. They might have to be taking the bridge because there's not going to be any boats left.
Even Greyhounds. Who's this here setting up a nice little car fort? Wonder who that is. But anyway, some good positioning. Ground zero, though, I really like those buildings that they're held up in at the moment. Late circle, they could be very instrumental up on top of that hill. Then you've also got the buildings just underneath them. Now, they're split up as well, just so you know. They've got 2 guys on the west side, 2 guys on the east side. So Sharky and Mav got on the right. See if they can hold their own again like they did yesterday.
Athletico again going for that late rotate as Joshy gets knocked by Happy Navitas. Could be a difficult one to res here, just sitting up on the hill there, but it seems like he's going to be okay.
Yep. It's the beauty about being on top of the hill.
Just crawl back a little bit and you're fine. Even if you get knocked, you kind of just go below the ridgeline anyway. Champs has been knocked down there as well. That's on the mainland for the Chiefs. Edge losing his partner, so now Edge is kind of all on his own.
I think, was it Champs that was sitting out that last game?
Yep.
It was. So Champs is just not feeling it today.
Champs has had a pretty unfortunate run. He's either been the first one dead or the rest of his team is dead and he's had to play out the rest of the round without them. So he's having a tough time here at the PGI Oceania Qualifiers, but he's been putting in work.
Oh, Edge is now stuck outside the circle as well, so he'll be living in the blue for a bit, going for his own version of TSM break.
Yeah, he's going to be the rank tank here for the Chiefs if things go bottoms up on Sosnovka Island.
Yep.
But really, the next circle is what we're waiting for, because that's going to tell us a lot.
Well, Immunity made it into the island okay on their boat, but that was about 5 minutes ago. So now you can see everyone else is going to start squishing down here.
There's a naval battle going on as well, Ian.
A naval battle?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one of those.
Zoid, mate, Kingdom Gaming, Intergalactic Lads, they're all involved. It's like the 7 Seas. They're like pirates.
AVANT still, they've got order coming down now between them. So AVANT have got that bridge on complete lockdown. Look at the next circle, Jordan.
That's pretty cooked, Ian.
It's pretty cooked. It's gone over the ground zero, guys, once again, on that east side of the military island, and everybody has swung in from the west. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. And Bandit Esports, Athletico now held up in Novo. And Bandit really have got nowhere else to go. So it'll be very interesting to see if Athletico can survive this early struggle. Because otherwise, if they do, well, then you could definitely count them out, count them into that top 5, maybe. That's a bit early, I know. 20 teams still alive, but they've got the great positioning of Novo at the moment. Same with Ground Zero. Ground Zero got great spots.
Yeah, this is going to be a very crazy circle. So Matic surely doesn't get out of this one alive. Waikikamuka just spraying down that UAZ. So Matic, see you later, mate. He is out of contention now. Order find themselves another kill now. Order did have a very good round last round.
Yeah.
A lot of kills for them, so we'll see if they're going to be able to follow up on that one. SYF having a crazy time. Everyone's just driving past them. They're not quite getting too many kills, though, just yet. Exile are the ones that are getting everything, as KANGA, driving straight past them. This is just a cluster of fun, isn't it, Ian?
It's absolute cluster of fun. Frosty Wolf, he'll do well to stay alive here. He's up against Zidon, who's going to rush on in and finish off his teammate. And so a bit of a success there for Carnage as well, getting onto KANGA Esports, stealing those kills perhaps.
Frosty Wolf's in a real spot of bother. There's surely no way he gets out of this one alive. Zidon, 33 bullets in that Scar. He's got nothing to back it up with, and you can see there's an M4 as well for him here. So if he can get this kill, he can get himself a bit of ammo. Quite important for him. Frosty Wolf just trying to hang on. He's the last player left alive here for KANGA, but there's nothing you can do when there's 2 players peeking you from different directions. He'll go down. That means KANGA, the first ones to drop here in Game 6.
I've got to say, he had an excellent defense game.
Yeah.
But just wasn't enough.
No, just was not. That gives away the position of SYF, though. EXILE have been having some pot shots at them from up on the hill here. EXILE themselves need to be quite aware because they are in a fairly open area as well. They do have Defilade to play with, but it's quite easy to get shots into them from higher up on the hill.
Order actually going for that bridge now because AVANT have moved on, so that timing's worked out really well for them. Edge is going to try and come across the bridge as well, straight through Order, so that's definitely going to be difficult for him. I wouldn't be surprised to see Edge going down shortly. And then Pathogen are going to come up last, the guys that were looting Yasnaya all that time, and they're going to put the squeeze on Order as well. So if anyone was to be camping this bridge, I know Greyhounds are on the left down in those yellow buildings, but if anyone was here, they'd be having an absolute riot of a time. Because you can see there, Vasili's already got the hill counted for Pathogen. So that table is reserved, and if anyone was to go up there, well, I think they would get shot and, well, think that maybe there's more than just one. So that's his job as the forward scout for Pathogen.
You'd be loving an M249 on that bridge right now, wouldn't you?
Oh,
but Looks like everyone's actually going to get across okay. Pathogen, there's no one camping the bridge for them. On the other side, on the eastern bridge, there's also no one camping there. So Vanguard and Raging Knights are going to be rotating across or rotating south down onto Military Island. Seems like everyone is going to get down onto the island fairly safely.
Yep.
But the question is where they're going to go. Because you look at that map, it's very, very small. There's 70 players still alive, Ian. It's absolutely
I can't
packed.
imagine what the FPS would be like at this point. 70 people in just this small confined area. And things are about to get too hard for you to handle,
very, very messy.
Jordan. So best of luck.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I'm going to get my Rap God skills out if I can, at least try and deal with what's going on here. But I think looking at it, I mean, Ground Zero, again, you spoke about their position earlier on, and that is still a very, very strong position. You can pretty much see every single part of the map now that is available.
Yep. Absolutely, I'd have to agree with that. Greyhound also have a really good spot as well. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Chiefs and Immunity going to be having a little bit of a go at each other here as well.
Just
Neither
like
of them
old
have a great
times.
position, but Chiefs are very in a very tough spot right now because Pathogen rotating behind them as well. So they've got two teams collapsing upon them, and this might be Chiefs bowing out early.
Oh, dare not say it. Dare not say it. Chiefs are in a great spot. Pathogen just zooming through with their cars.
Well, Yeti Aztec needs to be a little bit careful there.
Remember, Vasily only has those crashed planes held down for them. So if Edge gets into that building, that's great for the Chiefs. And they've found, once again, a nice compound to hold on to. Nutshot and crew are out in the middle of nowhere. And they've just spotted Taboo running in from the south as well. So there's still that compound there up for grabs.
Still not seeing that many kills come across just yet, Ian, but all these teams are starting to find each other, so it shouldn't be too much longer. Yasu somehow knocks himself out with a car, blows up his own car, I think. He's run into something maybe a little bit too quick.
Nah, blew it up accidentally.
Tainted Minds sitting in a little car compound here. They do have still one car alive. Not sure how the wheels are looking on that one, but it seems like they're okay.
Yep.
Trouble is going to be, though, when all these teams start rotating from the eastern side of the map, Ground Zero, Bandits, Athletico, they're all going to be running into Tainted Minds right now. So that is very problematic for the Tainted Minds guys, who are desperate for a good result.
They're in so much trouble right now. They're getting shot on by KANGA Esports. They're getting shot on by Vanguard. Vanguard stealing that knockdown that Tainted Minds got. So just interesting times ahead. And I thought Tainted Minds had a great spot. They got their little car compound happening that they were making. But obviously stuck in the middle of nowhere here, surrounded by everyone. Yeah, exactly. There's no place like home, and they just don't have one. Oh, look at that. That's an empty compound. Why don't we just jump in there, says Policeman.
We don't need to just yet. Even when they have that little hill to play with, that's actually not a bad position right now for Kingdom Gaming. We can see, of course, that there's no one behind them. So, obviously, if they do know there's no one behind them, they're going to be quite comfortable sitting there, and I suspect that they are quite aware of that because they have good sight lines.
It's a good spot.
And Athletico is going to be the biggest thorn in the side here for Kingdom Gaming, but they too have been spotted out there. Once again, Athletico really, their strategy seems to be to come in late into the circles. And I don't think it's working quite as well as, for example, Chiefs or AVANT strategy where they come early into the circle.
Athletico rotate into the edge of a circle, whereas the Chiefs and the other teams like to get central. So Athletico coming in from Milta Power, they came through on the eastern shore through Novo, and then they're slowly making their way in with every single circle, just hoping that eventually it comes back to the east. If that does happen, then you always find Athletico in a really good spot. But when the circle constantly moves away from you, their style won't really work.
No, certainly not. Got to be mentioned, Greyhound are still alive as well up on the northern side.
You can just see how heavily they're tanking for that rank right now. They are not going for any fights. All of them are alive. So this is their best game so far.
Might be their best chance to actually end up winning one as well. Let's see what happens with this next circle. Still, remember, 19 teams alive. Only KANGA has been knocked out to this point, and we're basically down to the last couple of circles. So it's about to get absolutely crazy here on Sosnovka Island. And really, this next circle is going to decide the winners and the losers, and the teams that are going to have a very tough rotate. One of which is going to be Bandit.
Well, there you go. Vanguard just zooming on through past Athletico. It'll be interesting to see where they hold up because there's not really a safe spot left on the island. Bandit Esports still finding themselves in the blue. They've been there the entire game, coming in late from Lipovka.
Vanguard getting knocked out there by Tainted Minds.
You knew it was going to happen.
Yep. Very unfortunate. Vanguard had some good results yesterday. They came second in our third game to the Chiefs, who were the winners of that one. But now knocked out in 19th position, and Bandit, I think they're going to be the ones that are knocked out in 18th here because they are absolutely cooked right now. The last one left up for them is Shavsky. He's still outside the circle, a little bit north of what we're looking at on the screen right now.
Brian Freddy's there. He's alive. He's just healing himself in the blue, so you know he's under pressure from Athletico. He's just going to try and stay alive as long as possible.
Maybe I spoke too soon, Ian, but I got to say I think he's probably not going to be lasting too much longer.
Well, he's giving it everything he's got right now.
There it goes. Heifer gets rid of him, but we need to talk about this new circle, Ian, because that one has popped. Well, it actually popped a little while ago, but it's right in the middle of the military base. So there's a lot of cover in there.
Yeah.
A lot of places that teams can go. So we might actually see another, a little bit of a downtime while teams get into their positions, and once they're again forced into another circle, that's where things are just going to explode.
This
because
is just unreal. So
it's
basically,
so many people in such a small space.
Every top team is still alive. This is what's great about it.
But everyone can have some form of cover. That's the beauty of this circle now. It's not like a massive field where people are going to get caught off without cover.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff in the military
base. If this
base.
ends up just finishing on that northwest side of the military base where there's literally just buildings galore, that will be insane because everyone will be taking fights and then going for reses, and they'll be afforded that because of the cover. So it's this southeast side that will be very dicey, and Athletico are the ones in a good spot there, as well as Kingdom Gaming. Immunity, they're splitting up just a little bit, coming in from the southwest. But just like a good old storm, brewing up in the northeast is Greyhounds. Now, I think they're going to get in a fight with Exile very shortly. Tainted Mines and Ground Zero in very close proximity as well.
Tainted Mines very close to Raging Knights as well. It looks like they want to try and take this compound, or at least Joshy wants to take this little hole, the bunker, I suppose you would call it, from Raito. He's going to get the res on his teammate. I'm not sure who exactly that is, but 2 versus however many Tainted Mines have got right now. Not looking too pretty while they're stuck in the bunker. They can't get out of here right now. They just have to fight for their lives.
There's no reason for them to get out of here right now. Obviously, they're still inside the circle, but Ground Zero is approaching.
It's a spanner in the works now.
Yeah, Joshy will be the doorman. And let's see if they expect Raging Knights in here. If they do have a conflict with Joshy, win that, they'll think, oh, the bunker's completely clear.
Yep, drop down.
Yep.
Suddenly, Raging Knights out for vengeance. Been struggling so far at the PGI Oceania Qualifiers.
The one time they get sick of Primorsk,
yeah,
and this is how they get
and the map's on the other side, or the circle's on the other side. Athletico suffering another deficit as Lynxy gets knocked down. Tedesco is really just trying to hide behind that guard tower, but he's going to have to move shortly. Obviously, this circle won't push him, but the next one will.
Ooh, Pathogen onto Immunity.
I think that might be Immunity knocked out, or very close to being knocked out as well.
Biggie's still alive, I believe.
Perhaps. Lynxy again does get knocked. That's his second or third knock for this game, so he needs to be careful. Intergalactic Lads having some problems. No one's been knocked out just yet. I'm watching, waiting to see if that 16 teams number is going to pop up. But so far, these are all just knocks, not team wipes, despite the amount of kills.
Kingdom Gaming are having a great day today so far. They were Myuzik was there towards the end of the last game, and now this game they're getting a wipe down onto Athletico completely almost. As the immunity members slowly start to bleed out. Heifer as well. Just a clutch left alive for them, and Nefahor. So
there goes Intergalactic Lads.
Oh.
Electric getting that final kill onto Bruce. Shuts them down. So goodbye to Intergalactic Lads out in 17th place. Immunity really under a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah, look at this. This 2-man squad on the other side of that plane crash there.
How do you even make this work?
Well, they will find a way.
You're going to have to.
Pathogen are going to drop in on them hot soon. And Order, they're taking every fight they can get today as well.
Yeti Aztec has got a great position up there. It's going to be so tough for Biggie J because Yeti, he can just choose when he wants to take this fight, and Biggie J has no idea when he's going to come where he's going to come from.
Drop bear.
He will be able to get that kill. Actually, it's Resolves that got the final kill there for Pathogen, but that's Team Immunity getting knocked out as well. Now Avant Gaming, I should say, under quite a bit of pressure as well. I think they might have just been knocked out there as well. No, Cozy still alive. 15 teams up at the moment, and we're down to basically the final circle here. There goes Avant now, 14 teams. Avant out in 15th place.
Not the teams we saw in the qualifier, that's for sure. I mean, I wouldn't imagine Immunity getting into a position like this. The way they played in the qualifier was very demanding. They really asserted themselves. They took compounds away from other teams. They've been very safe so far this tournament, and I think it's cost them dearly. Order as well, they were very safe yesterday. second from the bottom, and now today they've just come out roaring, just shooting anything that moves, taking any fight they can, working together as a unit, and finally we're seeing players like Waikika Mukau, Ronan get on the scoreboard where throughout the qualifier they were just going absolutely berserk.
4 teams sitting on top of the 1 bunker. Ground Zero on top, Raging Knights inside, Tainted Vines with Joshy just outside, sitting in a bush. And who else was it? Kingdom Gaming, I think it might have been. Exile. It was Exile.
This fight between Kingdom Gaming and Athletico is one for the ages. It just hasn't
continuing.
stopped. Yeah.
And in the meanwhile, you know, we haven't been talking about our current leaders, the Chiefs. They've found themselves a nice compound. They're sitting pretty in the middle of the military base. That's not concerned about anything.
We never talk about the Chiefs until the last circle because they just fluke their way in every single time. They rotate in, they take compounds, they hold them down, they maybe get 1 or 2 kills in the process, but then they just sit pretty. And I think they're the masters of this strategy so far. No one else has been able to work like that.
They're the ones that are finding that needle in the haystack where they need to be, and it's working out really nicely for them. Though now they're under pressure. Waikika Mukau has got a very, very good position to fire down in onto P for Potato and onto Edge. Kazarus as well, right next to Waikika Mukau, but he gets knocked down by P for Potato. He will be able to get rezzed unless Chiefs try to push this advantage, which they might just need to. Actually, Waikika Mukau does get killed there by Yeti, which maybe if you're Chiefs, you're feeling a little bit unhappy about. Your kill got stolen. That's a great grenade, though, by P for Potato. He gets Ronan and Kazarus. Holy moly. Is that order out now? I think it might be.
I don't think they know. They think there's more there still. That could be order out. Yep, eliminated.
Oh, no. That's all gone wrong for order. That's really, really unfortunate for them. But again, just really, really nice strategic and mechanical play, more so, I think, from the Chiefs.
Think that's where you just say, like, the fragging was there.
The frag grenades were so good.
But Pathogen, they're making this work. I can't believe it. This is actually a really nice setup they've got.
Not anymore.
The circle's gone away from them, but you can just see they've got all the cover they need. They've got their cars ready to go as well.
And finally, a circle that slightly favours Athletico, but they're still under a lot of pressure. Kingdom Gaming starting to push in onto the music, pushing forward. Policeman slugging in the grass, but he needs to join his teammates there. And Athletico now have to deal once more with Kingdom Gaming, and this might be the final time. This might be the time that Athletico gets knocked out.
Greyhound also opening up the account now as Tuok gets one. But look at this flank from Exile. Going to catch him napping. See if they can get more. See if Stacky can be rezzed as well. No, he won't be, but Extreme stuck up there with Blackout. And I think every team knows it as well, especially this Exile outfit. They're going for broke. Look at this. No fear as well. Just taking down Blackout there and getting the res on. This is huge. So Stacky didn't go down. Okay, I don't know what the hell I saw, but this res will come out, and then who's there? Just Extreme, proned up the top. That's all that's left for Greyhound at the moment.
Yep. It would be another disappointing finish for them to get knocked out here in 10th or 11th. I mean, yeah, it's better than what we saw yesterday, but it's still not enough to get them back in contention.
ARCANE with that other excellent bunker as well. Oh, what a spot there from Extreme.
He gets 2! And he gets the kill onto Fear as well. So that's knocked Exile back a peg. This grenade not going to be enough to finish off Stacky, I don't think, but he's got no one there to res him, and he's bleeding out very quickly.
Nice
in
work.
The end, the grenade does hit him, but he was going to die anyway.
I can't believe that. Exile were just taking the fight to Greyhound. No fear at all, no respect. Just taking that fight, knowing that they're better. And then to get let down by that one position, that one player. Extreme just going absolutely ham there. That's great news by him. ARCANE have got a bunker all to themselves as well. That's something that Ground Zero weren't able to do. But
and SYF's on the move now and they found Extreme, so that's going to be Greyhound out in 10th, TABOO out in 11th as they got knocked out in that little meanwhile as well. But SYF was another team that I was going to say we haven't been talking about a lot. They were just sitting pretty in a compound on the military base, but they've been forced to move. The Chiefs now forced to move as well, and Critical, there's no way he survives this one here out in the middle of the military base. Edge looks like he's managed to get across though, as well as P4 Potato. So the Chiefs, they're still in this one. Their position is not great, I'll be honest, Ian. I'm not a fan of hiding around these silos, but there's not really anywhere else that the Chiefs can go, is there?
Let's just see. They'll make it work. I mean, Pathogen have had to move from their planes, and they're under so much pressure here. I don't see Textile getting rezzed, but Carnage and SYF, they've snuck into this top 10, man. They've done great work so far. This is probably their best game for both of those teams. But SYF, I think, did just get eliminated. And Carnage soon to be on the way out, just as I say that. But again, see, Chiefs finding it, making it work, finding a way to make it work. And Tainted Minds, let's not forget about them. Tedesco just sitting over there, tanking his way into this top 10. ARCANE have a very good spot here, and I think you're about to see why I think they're such a good team.
Chiefs have got quite a lot of meds there, at least Edge does, so you'd have to assume if he does as well, so too does P for Potato. But Athletico, they're still just rank tanking. They know that Kingdom Gaming is so close by, and Clutch has been watching them for the last 5 minutes. Has not decided to fire a shot just yet. P for Potato, I think that's Athletico, or rather Pathogen, sorry, getting knocked down as Yeti does go down, which really frees up the Chiefs a little bit because it means the entire western flank of the map is now theirs. They just need to figure out where they're going to go in this next circle. They do still have a bike to work with, so Edge and Potato can work their way across. And if they can maybe just get under that ridge at the right timing, they might be able to make this one work. But it is still going to be quite a difficult run here in for the Chiefs. And Athletico and Kingdom Gaming are the ones that have got the circle in their favor. Might see Kingdom Gaming getting a nice win here because they're up to 3 players. Athletico only 2. Double J not quite landing the shots that he needs to, though. Testroy just turns around, pops his head off. Exile now out.
Not the slug you want.
Tedesco still hiding behind the fence there, but he's in the blue now, and he's going to have to move. He hasn't been spotted. ARCANE, luckily for Tedesco, not having a look in his direction, but there's surely no way that he actually gets into the circle here with ARCANE so close. They're going to run past him.
Athletico gone, Jordan. Can't believe it. They've finally lost the battle to Kingdom Gaming.
It was a very, very long battle, wasn't it? Edge has been knocked now. P for Potato. I think he's going to have to leave him for dead. Indeed, he is, because Edge is gone. And P for Potato, he's in all sorts of trouble right now. There is almost no chance he gets out of there alive.
Tedesco is champsing it today.
He absolutely
for sure.
is. And this is the question, like, as Tedesco, what do you do? Do you try and continue to rank tank here, or do you just try and go for kills?
Absolutely not. He's doing a marvelous job of staying alive right now.
These smokes are actually a lot less easy to see through on the actual game than what we can see. Right now, Tedesco's literally sitting in the middle of a smoke.
This is some Bond 007 action right here.
He's going to be found out there, though, by ARCANE. Testroy does take him down. So a little unfortunate there for Tedesco. He was doing his best. But that's Tainted Minds now out in 4th. Not a bad result considering how the game played out for them. Tedesco's done a really, really good job of rank tanking. And somehow, Ian, P for Potato is still alive for the Chiefs. He's outside the blue now. He has to get in. And there is surely no way he survives. There we go. He goes down. But he survived for quite a long time. That's Chiefs in 3rd place. And now it's ARCANE versus Kingdom Gaming. And Kingdom Gaming have got all the cards in their back pocket. They have the high ground. And Kingdom Gaming will come out with their first win here at the PGI Oceania Qualifiers.
What an amazing game from them. They were patient. They took that fight with Athletico for at least the last 3 circles. And they snaked their way towards the end. And then they light up everyone from the top of that hill. ARCANE, you name it. They played it very well. They got into a bunker early on. They stopped ground zero. They put an end to Tainted Minds. But at the end of the day, it was Kingdom Gaming who just had that superior positioning throughout every circle. They waited for their moment to shine. And then you saw then towards the end, when there was a fight to be had, they didn't shy away from it.
Yeah, finally a pretty good result there for Tainted Minds. They got 4 kills. They come in 4th place. Not too bad. Again, Athletico still hanging in there. They're in 5th. Not a bad result for them. And has to be said, once again, the Chiefs have managed to pull another good result out of a pretty bad situation.
Absolutely. I mean, like we said, that rank tank from Edge and P for Potato, they had to rotate so late. They had to go past so many teams to get to where they were, but they just found a way. They took out EXILE by themselves, or sorry, PATHOGEN by themselves, so that was their fight. But apart from that, they didn't really have to do a whole lot. Sneaking into 3rd obviously is amazing for them.